Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our channel, Finventions Outdoors and Recreation. Today, I want to talk about jig fishing. My favorite setup to actually catch big bass with the jig. I have multiple, different variations, different setup that I like to use. I'm also fishing right now, so don't be alarmed when you see my head swivel and move around or whatever. Yeah, man. So this is the traditional uh jig setup that most people are familiar with. Got these kayakers, rowboat class crew, whatever you want to call it, guys talking over me right now. That's all right. But anyway, this is my jig setup. Now this is what most people are accustomed to. Black and blue jig. I know guys who would trim this down a little bit, fan it out or whatever. I'm gonna be honest, once you have the right rod and reel set up, go check out my rod and reel jig rod and reel video. But once you have the right rod and reel combo, man, you don't have to jump through as many hoops, and you don't have to do what others do, man. Your rod, reel, and line combination is going to make or break your fishing experience in terms of actually landing a fish. You do all that work to catch a fish, you put in all that time and effort, then you don't have the right rod, reel, or just the right equipment, you're going to lose a lot of fish, man, especially that big one. Now this is just a typical black and blue jig. I know people who trim. I have done it. I used to do that, but I know people who will trim their skirts. This part is a skirt, if you're not familiar with the actual dangling bristle hair portion of the jig. That is called a skirt. But I do know, I used to fish with these. These are jig trailers, and they are a little, I know a lot of people who fish with these instead, and in that situation, when I am fishing with one of these, I will trim my skirt so it will, look a little bit more fluid or fluent with my actual jig trailer. But after doing this so many years, these work, and it might be situations where they work better than these, but I just usually use bada boom, bada bing. I normally use just the regular crawfish that you fish with, just a soft plastic crawfish that you would use to fish with, even if you don't use a jig. You can fish with this type of crawfish without having a jig. And just watching my rod, y'all. But anyway, now here is the what I really want to get to. Bada boom, bada bing. This right here, this is my money lure. This is the money swim bait trailer right here. You take a soft plastic swim bait, take this traditional black and blue. This is a solid setup, don't get me wrong. This is a solid overall setup, bro. My brothers and my sisters, get this thing off. It's a little cold. Hands kind of numb. I don't like the cold too much. Y'all forgive me. Guess y'all see how I'm rigging this up. Kind of my way. It's other ways to rig them up. Some people just straight line, put them on there all the way, kind of like the old school people would do with worms, just thread it all the way on there. But I use kind of almost a Texas rig approach. If I put mine on it, simple as that. Now this is not really a swim jig. This is a swim jig right here. This funky color combination right here. This is more of a swim jig. This is not But it doesn't matter, man. I've caught them. I'm sure I probably put one of these on a swim. I mean, on a football jig trailer before as well. I know I have. But this right here, man, this is a game changer if you're trying to catch big bass. I'm not gonna say it works well in the winter. I always keep one of these tied on, but it might not be the best in the winter. I don't really seriously bass fish in the winter because I fish from multiple species. And wintertime, I'm more going towards catfish and crappie and hopefully soon walleye. Because I'm moving to first time moving in an area that has a solid walleye population, which is my favorite freshwater fish to eat on 8-1 so far. But yeah, anywho, long story short, this is your go-to. This is the lure that's going to make the difference for you. Um, I caught the same 5-pound bass 2 days in a row off the exact same spot with this setup, and I'm pretty sure he saw me both times. But this is a setup that this is really a setup for big fish. You don't catch many little ones. Most little ones, some will strike it. Bass are a fish species. If they can fit their mouth around it, they will try and eat it, including other bass. And that's why you see bass dead with another bass lodged in their mouths. But long story short, man, my hands are cold. I'm sorry, man. But this setup in general, how you fish with it, let me show you my actual swim jig. First thing first, come out better buying a swim jig because it will be somewhat more hydrodynamic compared to a football jig, a vertical jig, and whatever, finesse jigs or whatever. Now, I have used finesse jigs and caught them, man. But you fish with one of these, this one needs to be pushed up a little bit. But my swim bait trailer is a Berkeley Havoc Brass Pig. I got the larger version. There might be like an XL version too, but I know there are 2 variations, bare minimum, and there might be one bigger than this one. But yeah, man, this swim jig, the way I fish it, I don't swim it like a crankbait. A lot of people do. I've never had much luck just swimming these, and don't mind this color, but I have caught fish on this color before. I have done it to my surprise. I didn't have much confidence. This was the last jig I had, and bam, I got a fish on it. So, or it was white and pink or something like that. But anyway, with the swim jig, you don't have to fish it like a crankbait. You're welcome to. Some people have success with that, and more than anything, you got to do what works for you, regardless of what I think, regardless of what anybody else thinks, right? And what else? But yeah, I let these. I kind of sort of fish them on the bottom to a certain extent, or right above the bottom. But what I normally do, now this is key with this setup. I swim it, do a few turns, few rotations, and I stop it. And when I stop it, sometimes I twitch it, but bare minimum, when I stop it and you want it, doesn't have to be above the bottom, right on the bottom. I mean, you can be a few feet above the bottom, but I swim it and I stop it. And when it stops, this tail, sometimes depending on the pack and how fresh, you want to keep these in the pack. That lubrication within that pack does help because these will get stiff eventually if you leave them out of the pack. But the actual fall, when these, I get most of my bites on the fall. I swim it, and I stop. When I stop, this tail, I'm telling you, bro, it's going to surprise you how this boot tail is going to do. It's going to flop vigorously compared to your average swim bait trailer. So bada boom, bada bing. On the way down, this bad boy is going to look so lifelike. And what also helps, the size of actual jig you have. I have noticed that when I have a jig with a smaller hook, in terms of length, or shorter hook, uh, with a shorter hook, this with this setup, the swim bait itself actually is a little bit more, I don't want to say vibrant, but it moves a little bit differently. It's much more of an erratic motion compared to with this set. I mean, it moves enough, but like I was saying, man, I get majority of my bites on the fall. When I reel 2 or 3 turns, let it fall, reel 2 or 3 turns, let it fall, sometimes 5 or 6 turns, and let it fall. But this is doing the work for me. Also, I mean, I don't really necessarily catch fish doing this, but if you take your rod, hold it straight up, and turn it to, if straight up is 12 o'clock, turn it to about 10 o'clock. If you turn your rod to about 10 o'clock, this skirt will pulsate. It will open up and close. Well, not necessarily, yeah, open up and close. You kind of have to go back to 10 and 12, but hold it at 10, it will open. You can do it. If you don't believe me, trust me, I have done it. Do I catch fish doing it? Somebody told me that. I don't really care that much. It might make someone feel different, but anyway though, man. Yeah, excuse me. I'm gonna show you a picture. I'll probably put a picture of the fish I caught anyway. With this setup. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. I thank y'all for watching. Peace.